What's up everybody? Seems like Monster Never Cry has stirred up the community with its latest announcement post regarding cross-server adjustments. So they're going to be considering factors like opening time, number of active players, player level distribution, combat power, stuff like that. Combat power being one of the more important factors, which I'll touch on later. Each cross-server group will now include at least 5 servers. They attach 2 images to show what servers are grouped into what cross-server grouping. Both give the same information, just a different layout. However, there's been a lot of discussion in the Monster Never Cry Discord, and I do love me some tea, well coffee, so we're gonna get into that, and let's get it. So I have touched on this subject before when I went over the AMA session number 1, the answers they released specifically referring to when they said there is no immediate plans for server merges. Since then, there's been 3 others, don't worry, I'm gonna summon them up and give my thoughts soon, cause oh boy, I got some things to say. So let's go over why the community has pitchforks and getting ready to storm the castle, and I'll say it right now, I'm on your side. I've seen games use this same format, and guess what? Those games I'm referring to, where are they now? Nowhere. They've lost their player base and they are on maintenance mode. The first thing I want to touch on is if we bring up the first image they released, both give the same answer. Like I said, it's just whatever is easier for you to understand. So servers 1 to 9 is the beta servers. They are all in cross-server group 0. Now this is fine, I don't have an issue with this, but when you start getting into the global servers, this is where frustration happens because of that statement where they said they adjusted based on opening time, active players, etc. So server 1, 2, 6, 8, 10, and 52 will now be in cross-server group 1. If you look for your server, you can find the groupings. So for my first global account, I'm on server 12. I will be in cross-server group 4 with servers 12 being mine, 16, 17, 22, and 24. There are 2 issues that I want to touch on and have been brought up in the Discord. So number 1, these adjustments affect friends made with your current cross-server grouping because you can see how scattered the new adjustments are. They're kind of all over the place. Many have said they'll no longer be able to interact with said friends made because of this upcoming change. Games tend to forget that many players stick with a game, let's use Monster Never Cry as an example, regardless if it has had slow updates, nerfs, buffs to favorite monsters. If you take the community aspect away, how many do you think will stick around? Number 2, these adjustments affect competitive players. Due to the handpicked nature of these groupings, competitive players have felt disrespected for their time or money spent, or simply both. Now I don't have the logistics of what servers have more heavy spenders than others, but you can't deny the fact that placing a heavy spending server with another and another heavy spending server isn't calculated with revenue first on the mind. They want to increase the competition by enough so that your rankings have now been jeopardized, so now you're forced to spend more to catch up, so to speak, to regain your previous rankings. Even spenders have limits. Essentially what they're doing is eliminating any competition for low, medium spenders. Free-to-play of course as well, but I mean free-to-play, and I say this as a free-to-play, we're just there to look pretty. But seriously, how many do you think will stick around when they continue with this cross-server adjustment format? My one simple response to this change is why. Honestly, that's all I had to say in the video, just a 3-letter word, why, but because I like to chitty chatty, I'm going to explain. This game has a lot of servers. Listen, I started my global account on server 12. I'm now on day 62, so in 62 days, the server list went from 12 to 555. I get it, it's automated, reach a player quota, open a new one. I won't go into how ridiculous this is because of the unlimited accounts one can make on one server, how many players quit within a few days, etc.
Oh god damn it.
But 543 servers in 2 months? I won't even need to go into each server to figure out an average, but from what I've seen, let's say each server has an average of 1 to 3 full active guilds. From what I can tell, guilds right now have up to 18 members, so you're looking at an average 18 to 54 active players per server. This is speculation math, but I'm sure it's around this. The newer servers will of course have the higher activity levels, cause really who wants to join an old, already established server? I made my second global account right when server 540 opened. I'm now 7 days in, so in 7 days, 15 new servers have launched. Literally a day a server opens, in 1 to 2 days it's old, it's dying, it's lost and forgotten. This is sad, and their definition of longevity, this must mean something else. This is going to be a recycled process. Players are going to quit, servers will become inactive, combat power gaps will happen, then cross-server hand-picked adjustments will be needed yet again. Just merge the servers. They said in the AMA session number 1, there are no plans for immediate server merges because they feel they're not needed. Well, yeah, they're needed and have been needed since the first month of global launch. Just server merge fairly like many other games do. Global servers 1 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150. Just don't make the groupings between 1 to 5 servers. This does literally nothing. They need to make a big change and fast. This groups them literally around their entire criteria they mentioned in the announcement post. And one of the biggest positives that will come from this, guess what? Actual active packs, aka guilds. Merging servers into one brings all the player base into one. More packs can be filled up, so any future pact related content that I really hope gets released soon, cause having just one guild boss with capped rewards, which by the way are easily attainable even as a free to play fairly quickly, gets really boring. Why not have rotation bosses throughout the week with certain challenges? Or if you actually merge servers, you can have locked bosses that open up when a certain amount of guild activity, which is achieved through guild members doing their dailies, hitting the regular guild boss, etc. When that's hit throughout the week, they become unlocked, which give better rewards. This promotes player activity and player retention, and guess what that does for the company? Actually gives players incentive to log into the game, and 100% you're going to get more spenders this way. I can't stress this enough with how demoralizing logging in, checking your friends list, seeing you have barely any that are logging in, or going to your packed member list and then you can't even make an 18 roster of active players. Then you go to search up packs on your server because you want to find an actual active one, and then there's like 1 or 2 other active ones. Sometimes there's not even any. This solution and so many more, like just enable cross-server pact recruiting, enable cross-server in-game chat, enable global rankings, global leaderboards, global ranking events. Forget about these selective cross-server adjustments because it's not going to be a positive for the game. You will continue to lose players whether free-to-play, low, medium, high spenders. All sorts of players will continue to leave. Leave a comment down below your thoughts about this because this is just not the way to do things in my opinion. I want to see the game grow, the potential is there, but shaky decisions are happening lately. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.